I'm back once more. Sorry about the same outfit. I did try and move my settings slightly so you won't get too bored of that. But William's just gone down for his second nap of the day, and I have put on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and things like that recently about maybe doing a Q&A. So if anybody had any questions, just to sort of feed them in the comments and things like that, and I would answer them. So I have my questions on my phone, and I have a glass of wine, and I have a baby that's having a nap, so I think I'm going to get started. Okay, so let's get this up on my phone. Let's start this on Facebook. So the first question I got asked, which is no surprise whatsoever, was from my mum. Hi mum, where will I be in a year? Winky face. In a year, I don't really know for exact where I'll be or what I'll be doing right this second, but I do hope that I will be as happy as I am now, if not happier. I do have some amazing people in my life, and I hope it stays that way. So in a year's time, I hope to be doing really well at my job. I hope that I will have a happy 2.5, almost 3-year-old. And I hope that I'll have healthy family and friends, and that my lovely boyfriend will still be around as well. So there you go, Mum. Thanks for that. My next question is from Harriet, who is a blogging friend of mine. Hi Harriet. She has asked me favourite nail polish. I thought I'd throw in a tricky one, and that is really tricky because like I'm absolutely obsessed with nail varnish. I don't know, at the moment the one that I got on my nails, which is more information in my March favourites, this is Rimmel's One Perfect Coral, I think it is, and while it chips like a bugger, as you can see on my nails right now, it's so pretty and I can't wait to wear it when I've got a tan. I also like Essie's Moochie Moochie, which is really nice as well, and I've got a soft spot for OPI Black Cherry Chutney as well for the winter months, which is a beautiful sort of deep purple colour. So there you go, Harriet, that was a tricky one. Oh god. Lauren, who is another one of my blogging friends, has asked, what's your favourite fish? Winky face. Now, if you read my blog, you'll know that recently, oh, I can't believe I'm going to talk about this, I recently wrote a post called The Fish, which was basically about the fact that, like, while I became a single mum back on in Boxing Day just last year, I do have someone special in my life, and when people say, oh, there's plenty more fish in the sea, it was true, at least for me. So my favourite fish is, as she's asking it, is my boyfriend Mark. And this is really cringe that I have to answer this, but otherwise Lauren probably knows that I don't actually like fish in general, so that was a sneaky question, and I will get you for that, Brit Mum's young lady. Sorry about a little break there. I thought my son was holding like an exorcism in his cot, but he's quickly quieting down. Don't know if anybody else's children do this, but when like I put William down for a nap, he has about 5 or 10 minutes of chatting to teddies and leaving me sat downstairs with his monitor wondering what on earth he was doing. But anyway, he's fine, he's asleep now. So the next question is from my friend Katie, who asks who would be my top 5 famous or not famous dinner party guests. That's a tricky one. I don't know. I mean, for starters, as nasty as it sounds, I certainly wouldn't be inviting William because, well, babies aren't great at dinner parties, are they? I'd totally have Beyonce there, let's be honest, because I just love her, and I'd like her to tell me how to, you know, be a yummy mummy or whatever. In fact, she's not even a yummy mummy, she's on a completely different level. I would have Jamie Oliver, purely so I could just be like, oh Jamie, lovely to meet you, thank you for the bottle of Prosecco, go in the kitchen and cook, yeah? And then I would have you, Katie, because Katie is actually one of my friends that I met when I was pregnant with William. And I say met, I've never actually met her. We met through, weird choice of word, we became acquainted through a baby board, and I've stayed in touch with her ever since, and I love talking to her. She really makes me smile, and I would just really like to have her there. I think she'd be brilliant. I would also have my friend Eve, because hi Eve, if you're watching this. I really miss her. We met in my old job, and we've both moved on since, and I'd really like to catch up with her again, and I totally think she'd love seeing Beyonce as well, and she'd get on well with Katie. And then I would pick Mark, my boyfriend, because he's just good company. Okay, got some here on Instagram. So my friend Leanne, who goes under the username of Tinky Pen, has put, how can I look less frazzled and more put together, and a more put together yummy mummy like you. Firstly, Leanne, I am not a yummy mummy. I think that's the problem with anything like blogs or YouTube or Instagram or anything like that, is that you tend to only really show what you are happy to show. And there are days where I look terrible. Like I have like really like bad skin at the moment. I have a spot here which is horrible, and like I'm really tired because I had a rough week last week. But I guess in terms of like makeup and things like that and getting ready, I only do all of this because it makes me feel better about myself. Like if I get up in the morning and I'm feeling tired and I've had a rough night with William and I've got work, I need to know that like I'm going to be able to get through the day. And for me, the best way to do that is to like put my face on. So I do wake up at 6, between like 6 and 6:30 every morning, which is actually before William gets up, and I get up before him because I like to have at least half an hour to myself where I can like wake up properly and have a shower and like at least start my makeup without having a almost 2-year-old run off with my mascara. And Leanne, you're beautiful as you are, and she's also got 2 gorgeous boys, and one of them's still really tiny, and I think you look lovely, so shh, don't be silly. The next question, I have lots, from my friend Misha, who's my train friend. We met at Poynton train station where I live, and we get the train together every morning, and she cracks me up, and she is just so much fun, and she's asked me 2 questions. So, what 5 things do you miss now that you used to be able to do before being a mummy? I miss lions. Like that has to be the first one out of anything. Like I miss that, those days where you would like be a non-parent and you would wake up on a Saturday morning at 11 or 12 after, you know, going for some drinks, and then if you feel tired throughout the day, you go, oh, I'm tired, I'm gonna go to sleep, and you go to sleep and it's fine. But then when you're a parent, that just doesn't happen, and you have to time your naps with theirs, and then especially when you work full time like I do, you can't do that anyway. So I really miss just the freedom of sleep. I miss going out on nights out and having last minute plans. That's another thing. Like I miss my body. Like I know that's not something that I used to be able to do before being a mummy, and you don't do a body, do you? But I miss the confidence that I used to have in myself, or at least how unaware of what I had, like that I was. Like I realised that actually my stomach was quite flat, and you know, it wasn't as big as I thought it was. And now like I've got, you know, a baby tummy, like I've obviously had a child, and I know I'm not as beautiful as I could be, but I really miss that. And I miss being able to, this is number 4, I miss being able to pamper myself and really look after myself and do whatever I want for me. So having a bath, or you know, just spending the whole day in bed reading books, or painting my nails like whenever I want, rather than trying to squish it in just before I go to bed and praying that I don't get those sheet marks on my nails because I went to bed too early after painting them. And I miss things like going to the gym and just being able to look after myself, because when you have a child, you end up putting them first and never yourself. And then the 5th thing I miss is probably just the general not knowing, like not realising how tough things can be, and like you know, that freedom of being still a child yourself, I guess, because until you have children, you're still just somebody else's baby, and you know that, and you know that you can call on your parents for advice and help, whereas now, like, I'm very much aware, and, like, you know, some things have sort of not been ruined for me, but things have changed, and you have your eyes open, you realise that you're not really a child anymore, and you can't be, you've got to sort of grow up. So I do miss that. And then her next question was, what's the best 5 things that you gain now you're a mummy, other than the very obvious answer, and she means William. So obviously William is one of them, but again, she said that doesn't count. So I would say the knowledge of how strong I am is one thing, not just because I gave birth to him and I did it naturally and it was bloody painful and I survived. I think that kind of empowers any woman, no matter how you give birth to a child. The fact that you sort of do it and you survive it and you cope and you get through it with all the sleep deprivation afterwards, you do become very, like, self-aware and aware of the power and the strength that you have. I think at the same time that strength is also shown through your ability to cope. Like when I went back to work really early when William was 8 weeks old, or now I'm a single mum, you are just so aware of what you're really capable of, and you keep going no matter how hard things get, because you want to do right by that little boy or that little girl or however many children you have, because you want to make them proud and you want to give them everything that you can. The strength is one of them, and then one of the things that I've gained as a result of becoming a mum is my blog has obviously helped me do a lot of things, whether or not it's like social media or expand my writing and things like that. And as a result of it, it also kind of helped me get my latest job, because I had experience there, and it has sort of made me grow in my experience as like a writer, and like helped me develop lots of skills, and I wouldn't have done that without William. It's helped me grow in confidence in a way, because I realise now that, like, no matter how hard things get, I have, like, you know, I've made a little human, and that's amazing. And you know, it doesn't matter what people say, but like, I'll always have him, and I'll always be able to cope. And I don't know, you do kind of walk out a bit after having a child and you feel like a bit of a superhero, and you won't say it because, you know, your bits are sore and you're really tired, but you do think, wow, I did that, I did it, I gave birth, and I'm here, and that's amazing. And I guess the 5th thing would be love. Like, I know that this is kind of William, but I didn't realise how much you could love someone until I had my son. And like, things are really difficult right now because I do sort of parent on my own, and I have a lot of support of some brilliant people, whether or not it's my family or my friends or my boyfriend or anyone like that. Like, there are people in my life who give me breaks, even if it is, you know, just 5 minutes where they take over for a second so I can sit there and catch my breath. And William's not been very well for the past week, and we had a bit of a scare because he had a severe bacterial infection, and he's still on antibiotics now, but you know, the doctors put us on like meningitis watch, and I was really scared. I left work early on Monday, and things have been really tough, and as a result he's been very clingy, his behaviour's acting out a lot, and it's been really tiring. I've not had much sleep this week, but still, no matter how hard things get, no matter that, you know, you just put him down for a nap knowing that he's just thrown your Yankee Candle on the floor and smashed it. Yeah, he really did. You know, and you do want to cry and you do struggle and you're on your own, but you realise that no matter what they do, you love them and you will always love them. And I don't think your heart fully works until you have kids. Like, you don't realise how full of love it can get, and that's a big blessing, I think. So yeah, that was the longest answer in the history of man and woman. And then Ali White 268 on Instagram has said, when do you find time and how do you cope with a toddler during a food shop? You always seem to have the best ingredients to just throw something together. I don't really find time, and the key to my culinary success, if we can even call it that, Ali, is It's just that I tend to order my shops, so I do like delivery with Tesco or Sainsbury's, and sometimes I will be sad enough to even like go on a couple and see how my shop will work out the cheapest, because I do have a single wage coming in now, and I manage all of the mortgage and the bills, and like my train ticket and everything that William needs pretty much on my own. And I do have some support from his dad, but it doesn't go very far when I think of how much I have to pay. So for me, I think that meal planning kind of is a really sensible thing to do, and it's not only sensible, but it's kind of like really needed. And if I do need some little bits, I'm very lucky that just across my garden, I'm sat in my conservatory now, there's a bridge over a little brook in my garden, and then you can actually walk out through a little sort of passageway, and it gets you right near our local Waitrose, and it's literally not even 5 minutes walk away. So if I really need something, William just gets bunged on my hip, and then off I go with one of my bags for life, and then I just grab things, and that's just how I do it. And then as for food, I only really Instagram my nice meals anyway, but sometimes I just have toast. I have 4 questions, sorry I forgot about this, some from Twitter. My friend Kirsty, who blogs at My Two Mums with her lovely wife Clara, she has asked me, which of your favourite bloggers would you love to meet the most? Now, I've met Kirsty and Clara, and I love them to bits, and I've met loads of people like my friend Alison or Katie or Lucy or Cara, who I met very, very recently and I've wanted to meet for a very long time, and she's just lovely. There are loads of people that I really want to meet. I could probably think of 3 definitely that I've wanted to meet for a long time and I haven't yet. One of them is Molly, who blogs at Mother's Always Right, and I feel like I know Molly really well, but I've never met her. We blog together at a group sort of initiative that's called the Motherhood, which is a kind of website blog for mums written by a group of mums, and I love Molly to bits. She is pregnant with her 2nd child now, and I can't wait to find out whether it's a boy or a girl. I'm really excited for her, but she's so lovely, and I think when I talk to her sometimes, how have I not met you? How have I not met you? And then I'd also like to meet Kelly, who blogs at a domestic goddess, because I love her for the same reasons. We work on the Motherhood again, and I just can't believe I've not met her sometime. I would love to meet Emma, who blogs at, I think, is it Born in 2011 or 12? I think it's 11. I talk to Emma all the time, and I think she's absolutely lovely, and I like her sense of humour. She makes me laugh. Her little ones, Joni and Wilbur, are the cutest children I've ever seen in my life, and I would love to meet her. I think she's brilliant. And then obviously there's like some idol bloggers that I'd love to meet, like Louise from Sprinkle of Glitter, because she makes me laugh, or Zoella, because she's just absolutely dinky and beautiful, and again I think she's great, and I love her sort of fashion and beauty reviews. There's loads of them, but really I just can't wait till Brit Mums, which is like a sort of bloggers event for mums in June, I think. I'll be catching up with a lot of people then, and hopefully putting some names to faces and shaking some hands and giving hugs, so that'd be exciting. And then Cara has asked me, who I was talking about just before, she has 3 questions. So number 1, if I had a daughter, what would I call her? I had a name for William if he was going to be a girl, and it was going to be Ava. But I know lots of Avas now, particularly Harriet, who blogs at A Rush of Love. Her little girl's called Ava, so when I think of Ava I think of her, and I don't really want to, like, when I get attached to a name for different reasons, I don't really know if I could call my like little girl it if I had the chance. But one name I've been really attached to is the name Nell, because one of my favourite books is To Kill a Mockingbird, which was written by Harper Lee, but her real name is actually Nell Harper Lee, and I really, really like that name. I think it's beautiful, but everybody I tell about it seems to not like it, so it doesn't look like I'll ever really get my chance to call her that. So if I had a little girl just of my own, somehow I would call her Nell, I think. I've got a big list of names, but I think that's the one that's always stayed quite close to my heart. So Cara's second question is, you can only have one beauty product for the rest of your days, what would it be? Well, if I think about this logically, hang on, let me have a glass of wine while I think. A sip, sorry, can't drink that quick. That'd be a bit dangerous, wouldn't it? Probably mascara or concealer. That's cheating, isn't it? I figure that I could eat a load of berries and like bite my lips a little bit and they'd be a bit pinker, and I could pinch my cheeks and put berries on my cheeks or something, and I could get more sun on my face because I wouldn't wear any makeup. I wouldn't really need foundation or bronzer for that matter. So I don't know, maybe mascara or a good eyebrow pencil or my MAC Soft and Gentle highlighter. I'd probably say mascara because like I quite like my eyes. They're green, but I have like very, very long lashes, but they're actually quite fair given the fact that I'm not exactly like blonde or fair skinned. And maybe mascara, I think. And then the last one, oh, it's a lovely last question to end on. What one wish do you have for William, who's my little boy, if you don't already know? My one wish for William is that he is not only happy, which is a given, I think, isn't it, but that he finds someone who makes his heart sing and that he finds true love, because I'm a big old romantic, I'm a big softie, and I really, really believe in true love. And I think when all is said and done, no matter what you have in life, you haven't got anything unless you've got people around you that love you and people around you that you love. So I hope that one day he finds that person who's his fish. And yeah, on that note, that is the end of my Q&A and my glass of wine. It was very nice. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below and I will maybe do another one in the future. But other than that, have a lovely rest of your day, whatever you're doing, whether or not you're watching telly or you've been at work all day and you're going to have a spag bol or something. Just have a lovely day and thank you for watching. I will see you soon. Bye!